Hello, kiddies. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. You're listening to Drop the Mic.
There is an ancient legend of a place known as the City of the Dead.
We call it the doorway to hell.
Where the earliest pharaohs were said to have hidden the wealth of Egypt. Are we going into battle?
There's something out there. Something underneath that sand.
They came to uncover its secrets.
Mummies, my good son. This is where they made the mummies.
They sought to unlock its treasure.
And then there was light.
Oh, boy.
What they did
Oh, my God. It does exist.
I think this may be the Book of the Dead.
was unleash a force unlike any the world has ever known.
You must not read from the book! What the hell was that?
You have unleashed a creature that we have feared for more than 3,000 years.
Whoa!
He will regenerate and no longer be the undead.
We are in serious trouble.
You swim?
If the occasion calls for it.
Trust me! It calls for it!
Universal Pictures invites you
His powers are growing.
Run! This just keeps getting better and better.
to experience the adventure
It appears he's already chosen his human sacrifice.
that will live forever.
If he turns me into a mummy, you're the first one I'm coming after.
Go!
The Mummy.
Welcome back to our humble San Diego podcast. This is Drop the Mic, and we are your hosts, James Warney,
Hey, what's up?
Ryan Jimenez,
How's it going, everybody?
and last but not least, I, Wesley Swanson. This is episode 187, Death is Only the Beginning, where we will be traveling to 1999's reimagining of The Mummy. But first, we're going to hit you with some of our usual intro segments, starting with pop culture news.
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the Mic.
What do you have for us this week, James?
So much like some Joker news here, but much like the first Joker that came out with Joaquin Phoenix, it looks like this new one, I think it's Joker Foley Adu, if that's how you pronounce it, will be told from the perspective of Harley Quinn, who's being played by Lady Gaga. So in much of the same way that the first Joker was kind of in the perspective of the Joker, we'll get it from her point of view now. Also continuing the storyline of the first one. So, what do you guys think of that? How it's what we're seeing on film might not be the total truth, or we're only seeing, like I said, the perspective of Harley Quinn.
I wonder if it's gonna show like her perspective like during the events of the first one a little bit. That'd be, I guess, kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool, just to see it unfolding through her eyes.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. What about you, Wes? Do you think that's a good? If it's true, do you think that's a good idea for a way to shoot the film?
Yeah, I actually think that might be the best way to go because, like we've said numerous times on this show, we already got, the perspective of Joaquin Phoenix. So if they're going to do another one, you got to switch up the formula and try, swing for the fences and try something new. So I think it'll be pretty interesting kind of telling the narrative from Quinn's perspective this time.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to some Amazon originals. It looks like we have the official season 2 has begun filming in Iceland. I'm actually pretty surprised because I heard from the circles that I run in, I heard that it wasn't as good as they thought it would be. But then again, it's a beloved, video game, so it's kind of hard to live up to those expectations. I don't. Have any of you guys seen the first season of Halo?
I haven't. No, I've heard mixed things on it though.
Right. Yeah, I've watched the first episode. Well, I didn't even finish the first episode, and I kind of actually just turned it off and started doing something in the house. So maybe it's just something I have to be like in the mood to watch. I don't know, but they're I don't know if they're contractually obligated to continue another season or what. But the second season is filming now. So if you're into that show, here you get some good news for you there. And then it looks like some news that broke today, just before filming, before recording actually. Constantine, a sequel for Constantine is officially happening with Keanu Reeves coming back to play Constantine. What are your thoughts on that? After 17 years, I'm not playing this character.
It's amazing. I know it's been like a kind of a passion project for Reeves to come back and do it, and he's been trying to do it, I think, for a few years now. It's exciting. I know the original director, Francis Lawrence, is also coming back, so it's going to be consistent, like a consistent vision. I personally always loved that film, and I think it's going to be great. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I love that first one as well. It's wild that 17 years later we're finally getting a sequel. But it's kind of crazy that like DC, I mean, that new merger doesn't have anything to do with this, right? Because they if that's the case, I mean, they scrapped a couple of those things and then now they're moving forward with this.
Yeah, I know the ones that you're talking about. You're talking about the Constantine series and then Madam X or something like that.
And then, well, just like how Batgirl was scrapped and all that shit. So now DC and they're doing this. So it's wild. But like I said, I love the first one. We all love Keanu Reeves. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see him come back as this. I know we've kind of talked on and off about this for the last couple of for a while now, for a few years, just talking about, oh man, Constantine's awesome. I wish they'd do a sequel. But and then rumors kind of came up, like Wes said, that maybe something was going to happen sometime, and they're kind of working on it. But yeah, I'm super stoked for it. Couldn't agree with either of you guys more. But moving on, it looks like Mahershala Ali, who is playing Blade in Marvel's MCU, he was set to cameo in the Werewolf by Night series that's coming out on Disney Plus. But I guess because of scheduling conflicts, they had to remove his cameo as Blade. So we were actually going to get a cameo from him, an official cameo, to see what he looks like, I believe, on Disney Plus. But it seems that he's off doing other stuff. So at the moment he couldn't do it. And we're going to have just Werewolf by Night without him. I'm totally okay with that. The little teaser that they released looks pretty cool. I did hear that it was supposed to be an hour long, but they ended up bringing it down to I think it was 30 minutes or a little over that. So I'm not sure what the story is on that, but it just sucks to have him not come back or not be able to cameo. So we would have gotten our first look at him as Blade. Unfortunately, that's not the case today. But here's to hoping that we'll get something else here in the near future. I think that's it for my news.
The Werewolf by Night is gonna be dope too, because that Man-Thing cameo was like a little Man-Thing teaser trailer that's insane. So I know we're not getting Blade, and I know Gio Chun already said that Moon Knight's not going to premiere. There's nothing with Moon Knight in it as well, but at least we get Man-Thing.
Yeah, do you know if are they still like scouting like shooting sites and stuff, or have already got that locked down and they're kind of like in pre-production now, like the
Werewolf by Night?
filming? No, for Moon Knight.
Oh, I haven't actually heard anything since you reported on that a couple of weeks ago. But I mean, they have to be going towards that. Like they have to be going towards with this and Blade and Werewolf and the end of one of the end credit scenes for Eternals. Like they're going towards this Midnight Suns or kind of spooky team. They have to be. That was
Marshall Ali right at the end of Eternals.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that wrong. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
I remember watching that just to see what was going to happen if there was an end credit, and I saw that. I'm like, God damn, that sounds like Marshall Ali so much. And I saw him grabbing the blade, so I was like, it makes sense for him that to be him, but I wasn't completely sure.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
So Skydance Studios has scrapped a soccer movie called Dallas Sting, only weeks ahead of its production. The film was set to star Matthew McConaughey and Booksmart breakout star Caitlin Dever. The movie was set in 1984 and it was to tell a story of a Dallas soccer team that traveled to China, beating some of the world's best women's teams. Sources say that Skydance and producers received like disturbing allegations surrounding the true story, so they just decided to scrap it, which is kind of crazy, being that it was only weeks away from production.
Did they elaborate on what is something ominous kind of happened? With
something happened, and from everything I've read, there's nothing saying what they found, just that there was stuff that was revealed to them and that they obviously investigated and they didn't want to move forward with the movie.
Huh. Oh, it's got to be pretty bad then for them to just scrap an entire movie before filming. That's got to cost them a lot of money too, just to do that.
Yeah. Moving on, a couple days ago with the premiere of Pearl in theaters, Ty West has confirmed that there will be a third movie in the X franchise following Maxine after the events of X. Also, fans will be excited that to hear A24 is running a contest to be in Maxine. All you have to do is recreate X's final confrontation between Pearl and Maxine in an audition tape, and then the auditions can be submitted on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram using the hashtag XCastingCall by September 28th. So that's pretty dope.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome for them to do that.
That's pretty cool. And then onto some music movie news. Waxwork Records, they put out a lot of soundtracks to some of the best soundtracks, probably next to Mondo, on vinyl. Announced that they'll be opening their own pressing plant, which is crazy, insane. But it's dope that they're doing that, so it'll kind of speed up times for them to pop stuff out, and they won't have to be running into all these big record labels trying to bust out 50,000 Taylor Swift albums.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, that's cool. And then my final little bit of news is David Harbour is set to star in Gran Turismo from Sony and PlayStation. It's inspired by a true story about someone who uses what they've learned from the video game and becomes like a real-life race car driver.
Shit, that's real?
Yeah. And fucking Neil Blomkamp is fucking directing it.
Oh, man, that's going to be insane. Holy shit, that's going to be crazy. What a different movie for him to direct. Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. What do you think about that, Wes?
I had heard that he was going to be in the Gran Turismo movie, but I didn't know that was the premise. That's crazy, especially because it's Harbour, and then Neil Blomkamp is a great filmmaker. I feel like he hasn't done anything more recently, so it'll be awesome to see him return, much less, with a wild ass premise like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Kenan Thompson saying he knows how to fly a plane on Snakes in a Plane. I don't know if you guys seen that one. He's like, yeah, I know how to fly a plane. I can land this. And they're like, oh, on a video game.
Yeah, I do it on PSP all day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So it's cool that Sony's doing that. I think they're doing they're moving forward on a Days Gone video game movie as well, which is kind of shitty because they haven't given us our